Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. We're starting out in the West Kootenay region of British Columbia at a provincial park along Arrow Lakes, and that's the Blanket Creek Provincial Park. You see the little map there. It's a pretty nice little spot. Lots of places to camp. And I actually haven't been in here before, but we're going to be heading south down to Shelter Bay Ferry Terminal. And that's the ferry that goes to Galena Bay and on down to Nakusp. And that ferry's referred to as the Upper Arrow Lake Ferry. And it's run by the Ministry of Transportation for BC. So it's a free ferry. Gonna head out of the park here. It's not a lot of people here. I think I saw maybe eight vehicles camped in here. It's kind of the middle of September right now. The leaves are starting to change color. I thought they'd be a little bit further along, but starting to change. Still really warm though, 18 degrees right now. So there's a sign for it there. If you were to head to the right there, that's going to take you towards Revelstoke, and but we're going the other way. The only other choice is to head south. This is Highway 23. I'll put a link in the description and at the end here to the video where we go from Revelstoke and come down to the park. A pretty quiet drive along here. There's not a lot of traffic other than what's on the coming on and off the ferries. Oh, and just so you know, if you're coming out of that park, the ferry leaves at the top of the hour going towards the cusp. So I think it's about geez, I forget what it was on the map. I think it said like something like 20 minutes or something like that to get from the park to the ferry terminal. Just make sure you give yourself some time, and if it's summertime and if there's a lot of traffic, you might have to wait a sailing. It does take 80 vehicles max, so it takes a lot, but a lot of times there's logging trucks and other commercial vehicles that'll take up a lot of space, but it's not small. The ferry ride itself is about 20 minutes, but it only runs on the hour, so it gives them time to unload and everything. And yeah, so that if you're on the other side, it's on the half hour that it sails north. Remember the first time I came up this way, I was used to the ferries down on the coast outside Victoria, Vancouver, that sort of area, Nanaimo, and I was just so used to paying, and then I came through here and I was surprised that you don't have to pay. I didn't think you got anything for free anymore. I've since found there's a few of those in BC, a few ferries that are operated by the Ministry of Transportation. This ferry runs year-round as well. It's quite a popular area for snowmobiling, and there's a really nice hot springs just outside of Cusp, which I've gone to in the wintertime, and you go along here. I think it's called Halcyon Hot Springs. That road's pretty well maintained. They're prepared for it because it's, every year they get a lot of snow, so they're just used to maintaining it properly. Pretty good chance of seeing animals along here too. Could be all the usual kind of things like bears and deer and moose maybe. I don't think you find elk here. I don't think, but I could be wrong. Such a nice part of the province, so few people get to actually see. So the total distance from Revelstoke to the actual ferry is about 50 kilometers. Give you an idea how long this route is. And that park is almost right in the middle. That Blanket Creek Park is kind of timed almost perfectly. Starting to see some vehicles. Those will be most likely coming off the ferry. So you'll see a few that are a little faster, but then there'll be a big long string of vehicles, and you getting close. And yeah, other than that, I don't really see a lot of traffic on here on this road. apparently the people that work on the ferry, they have a camp, a big building, like an apartment building kind of thing. I haven't seen it, but just outside of where the ferry is, out of sight, and they live there 1 week on, 1 week off, and kind of from all over the province apparently. So this ferry does run from 5:30, or I guess it's 5 till midnight on this side, 5:30 to 12:30 on the other, and that's year round, like I say. When I drove this, I didn't really know when the ferry was, so I was kind of dawdling along here, and I actually missed this sailing by like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Had to wait a whole hour. So you want to be smarter than me and find out when this thing sails. And top of the hour, just remember that. I'm going to take you right up to the ferry terminal on this side, and then the next video, maybe not the next one I post, but the next video along here will be actually on the ferry and going across, and that takes about 20 minutes. I think it's 5 kilometers or something like that to go across, but yeah, worth checking out because you get a really good view of the mountains and stuff. It's surprising how high the mountains are around here. Because they're green right now, they don't really look that big, but they're actually really big. But if you like this kind of video, think about subscribing. I always appreciate it if you give it a like. It helps the channel out. Other than that, I'll probably end it just up ahead here. And thank you for watching and joining me today, and I'll catch you on the next one.